This is Let's Play and Chat. Marco is going to play some Indivisible, and it's you've played games like this.
Okay.
Where it's turn-based. You're almost dead, and I think that's on purpose. But there are some combo attacks and stuff like that that are timing-based as well.
Okay, gotcha.
And it's all like an animated cartoon too, which is really slick. So I think you're going to die because you're not hit. Like, this is the beginning of the game.
Right.
I just skipped past a couple of opening cut sequences.
Okay.
I wanted to get you into action. So I think you're going to die, and then they're going to train you. Is probably what's going to happen. So, all right. So just
right, the combos are underneath.
yeah. So just do what you can, and let's see how this goes. Kurt actually brought up why I didn't talk about the Black Widow trailer, and that's what Let's Play and Chat is all about. Hopefully everybody has seen it, but what's the guy? What's David Harbour's character? Red Guardian, I think, is the big, huge reveal. But also, Black Widow's sister is also mentioned in this. I don't know if it's her literal sister or a sister as part of the.
Sister is part of the Red Ring.
Okay, well, that opens the door, obviously, to a new Black Widow coming, or some kind of replacement Black Widow, which has echoes of what happened with Arrow and Black Canary in a way, doesn't it? And and also we get Black Widow in a white suit, which is pretty cool, and the Russian accent. She brought the Russian accent back, which sort of faded in and out of her character as Scarlett Johansson did the role over years. But I love her, man. I think she's phenomenal.
It's about time she got a movie.
And that character's so badass.
Yeah,
Awesome. The weird thing though is, like, that really should be an M-rated film, right? Like, she's a killer. She's an assassin, like at the Wolverine level. And they're not going to go anywhere near that. So it's going to be all this gunfight. It's going to be like the Uncharted games, where Nathan Drake is killing he's murdering people just from start to finish. But it's T-rated. It's all good. Headshots, no worries. It's okay.
Imagine if they went like Punisher level of violence.
I know.
That would have been.
I know. Well, cool. Marvel won't do that, and Disney won't do that. But still, it's going to be an action fest. And honestly, like, the augmentations and the superhero abilities and all that stuff should be a lot of fun. Really looking forward to that. And I guess, honestly, the other equivalency is the new James Bond, No Time to Die trailer launched today. And this is Cary Fukunaga, I think, is the director. Am I saying that right? You guys will correct me. He worked on True Detective. And he sort of, I don't know if he cut his teeth, but he made his name, I think, on True Detective, the style and the look of all that. So there's an aesthetic with this movie already, which is like, whoa, man, this is serious stuff. And I think everybody can kind of agree that Spectre was disappointing. And I think it's good that Craig is coming back to fix that. And there's characters that we saw in Spectre that are going to reappear here, which is cool. I think everybody should, they got an amazing cast in Spectre, but it was a very disappointing film. So hopefully he goes out with a bang, which is probably going to be the title of the following James Bond movie. And he says that will be that, but if this one, which looks really cool, and also another one of these movie franchises where he's in ridiculously violent headshots galore, but it's PG, so anybody could go and see that. But hopefully, if it's great. Well, actually, I'm okay if a new Bond comes in. If Craig doesn't want to do it, I'd rather somebody that comes in that wants to do it does it, But it looks like they're pulling out all the stops with this one. So 2 really huge trailers for 2 really big spring movies. Super psyched about that. Now, feed me all of your hatred for Stadia. I want to hear it, all of it. Just let loose. I know you got some comments. I've been seeing the John Boko show. He's had some stuff. He's got a comment right here. The trailer is meh. I don't know what trailer he's talking about. Maybe Black Widow. Question from JBJ, Blaze, and TFA. What do you think of Kevin Conroy finally portraying the bat suit on Batwoman? I'm not tried out Batwoman myself, but I'm happy to skip KC's episode. I'm happy to skip KC's episode to see KC's episode next week. I think it's phenomenal, and I actually reached out to Kevin. I can call him Kevin. I've worked with him a little bit.
Buddies?
Well, I did a panel with him, and I did the behind the scenes of Arkham with him, and I met him years ago when he was working. I met him a few times. Actually, I mean, it's kind of. you know, you guys might know that I like Batman a little bit, but when I met him for the first time, I was like, a complete. Actually, every time I met him, I'm like that. But the first time that I met him, I asked him to leave a voicemail on my. I was in the States all the time, so I had a phone number for my U.S. phone down there, and I said, "Can you leave a voicemail? This is." You've reached the Batcave, but Victor can't come to the phone right now. So I had that on my phone for years, and it was pretty rad. But then I got rid of that number. But I've interacted with him over the years, and he was in Vancouver to shoot this thing, and I found out about it on the day that he was headed to Vancouver. I'm like, holy shit! So I tweeted him, I direct messaged him and said, how long are you in Vancouver? Can you come and be on EP Live? But he'd already shot, and then he was leaving the next morning. So he would have done it if I had known. I mean, I'm not in close contact with him, but I should be interacting with Warner Brothers a lot more than I am. Like, one of the challenges is we are a tiny team focused on a lot of stuff, and boy, does the new things come in for me to review a lot that I have to kind of stay on top of. But so much cool stuff is made from Warner Brothers here, and we do work with them on specific things every once in a while. But yeah, that was a crying shame that he came to my city and he didn't come to the show. That would have been amazing. Maybe that happens again, though, if this turns out well and everybody loves him, and you all watch, and then you all tweet at him to come back to Vancouver to be on EP Live. I think it might happen. He might come here for a fan expo or something like that too, which would be great. Okay. Miss Ojat says, I don't really have hatred for Stadia, but like Vic said, the cost of having to pay for both the game outright and entirely, along with also paying monthly for the service, is not acceptable for most. That is the current equation, but in the new year, you're not going to have to pay anything for Stadia, just for the game.
If you want to stay on Pro, you got to pay.
Then when is
I
the
think
time?
that Pro
Don't I
thing
deserve
becomes
to
a thing
know?
for like 6 months.
Listen, child, I am your father.
Yep.
It's not
I don't
for
know,
you to
because there's
lecture
no
me.
value
I'm
in it
the
right now.
teacher
Like,
here.
there's just no way. I'm
If you're my
paying
dad,
$15 a
then
month
act
for it.
I
like
think
it.
the Pro thing
Your
becomes
anger is getting the better
your
of you,
access to
Ashna.
more content.
I'm go-
That's what they're going to do. And I think. I don't know. I'm
just walk
speculating.
out-
But
More Farm Simulator.
I don't think that Google's long play is to charge for 4K. I think they, the 4K will be the standard equivalency that everybody is going to have. Like,
Yeah,
how many movies do you own on a digital storefront right now that are suddenly they're in 4K? You know, I think that's one of the cool. Like, I just bought Casino Royale again because I have it on Blu-ray and stuff, but I wanted to have it. Because of course the trailer got me going, but I'm fired up for more Bond, and that's my favorite Bond movie, and I don't have it in my digital collection, but I
Right.
bought it and it's in 4K, and it's like, okay, that's cool. I don't have to go and buy the 4K Blu-ray, but now I've got a thing that I can download to my Apple TV or my iPad or whatever that's in 4K. That's going to be the deal with Stadia and all the streaming services soon, and all of the ISP issues, all of that stuff. We're going through the transition, and
Sure,
Google's
it's
just
fast.
in too
Wait,
early, but
it's coming from the
that's how
village.
businesses
What's
get
happening?
ahead. I mean,
Oh, no.
Netflix was too
Dad
early
could
with
be
their
down
idea
there.
too.
But you made a good point about, like, why didn't they buy a storefront? Like, I was just
Yeah.
thinking, like, Humble Bundle would have been a great partnership.
They could have bought a storefront, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
that-
honestly, like the fact that they didn't buy Steam,
Yeah.
like Google's got the money to buy Steam and make that the real, like, this is the store to buy, and every Steam game you own will also stream.
Yeah.
That could be the long play. Who knows? You know. Hey Vic, is there a female-led film or Oh, that was gone. Was it terrible? Okay. Been playing Halo for the first time via Master Chief Collection, and they just released Reach for the collection the same day as the PC version, Nintendo Boy 17.
that's awesome.
I got to jump back into that.
Yeah,
That'll be
that's
great.
awesome.
We need 4K transfers of RoboCop 3, Jason Chaney says. That's very specific. John Boko Show, I won't in the next 2 to 3 years because it isn't making the most money. I'm not sure. Oh, it won't. They won't buy them. Okay,
Oh, no.
Adrian Leon,
This looks
I'm
bad.
glad you mentioned
It
about
looks
the
really bad.
iPhone 11 Pro Max in your hardware gift guide video.
What have you
Now I don't
done?
regret that I bought it. Thanks, man. Got my iPhone yesterday. It looks awesome. This is Adrian Leon. Yeah, it's a hefty investment, but
Your life is
that camera, man. Like,
Heretic.
I've gone on trips now with this thing. Like, I went to Japan. I have a great still camera, Fuji.
the best student I could have
What is it?
asked
The
for.
Fuji
best
X. I haven't X100F, which is awesome.
I
It's a
haven't been the
fantastic camera. I
kindest
get some great shots with it.
Things
But I
are
went to
going
Japan
to
without
get
it
harder.
because I knew that the iPhone was going to be
Don't
great,
worry about
and
all
I got
that
some
right now.
really
I just
sweet
need you to
photos
be
with
okay.
it. It's weird, man.
I'm
The world
sorry.
is completely changing with
You
all
were
that
right.
stuff. Question from JBJ: Have you caught the new
Dad,
episode of Harley
save your
Quinn?
strength. I'll
No,
beat
I've
this
heard
guy and
that
he'll
there
get
are
you fixed
F-bombs
up.
all over the place and that it's a
want to
crazy
tell
show,
you
but I want to watch it for sure.
I know I should have
Question:
from
Can
the
cats have a
start.
little salami from Blake
Don't
Siefkin?
worry, Oscar.
Blake is either high or drunk right now.
Gather friends around you.
No, it's
Booze in his coffee.
it's a meme. Question from Jeff Meacham. Vic, do you know when The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 comes out? If I knew that,
Save your
I would
tears for
probably
someone who
be.
cares, girl.
I'd be in
life
Kyoto
ends
right
now.
now if I knew that.
the
I think,
glory
right?
of Lord
That would be the.
Ravar.
I don't think anybody at Nintendo outside of Miyamoto and a few other people know
Well,
that right
the
now.
answer's coming on
A
Friday.
village that interferes with Lord
Oh yeah,
Ravar's
you tune in on
vision
Friday's
Tune in on
show.
Friday.
stand.
I'll have all the answers about the release date for Breath of the Wild 2. Please spread that all over the internet to 1 million or 2 million people.
There will
I'll
be
have the
no
release
one
dates
left
for
to
Breath of the
rebuild
Wild
it.
2.
There's me. I've trained every day.
Taz, question: When will you jump into Discord with info for the R&R Awards? That starts for reals tomorrow, and so by Friday I'll have some stuff. I'd like people that want to contribute to the Rocket and Ray Gun Awards to shoot their videos and get them to us by the end of next week, so that Blake can incorporate all of that stuff and we can post that into. December 16th to the end of the week is when all of our Rocket and Ray Gun Awards stuff is going to go. And to confirm, we are going to do the best game of the last decade
Give up
because
while
it
you
is the
can,
end of this
girl.
decade.
All those who oppose Lord
Let's see.
Ravanavar's
Let's get some
perfect
more Stadia
Burning
thoughts in
innocent-
here. JBJ Blaze's only Bond movie he's seen is Skyfall. Wow. Casino Royale, Goldfinger, and GoldenEye.
A village
Those are
girl
my
like you
top
can't
three.
Roger
possibly
Moore
understand.
movies.
I like
Uh,
Roger Moore. I love
yeah,
The Spy Who
yeah.
Loved Me. That was his
Larger
best one, I think.
Man with
Well, your
Golden
plan
Gun.
is
That was fun, yeah.
View to
I'm
Kill
stopping
with
it right now.
Chris,
Yeah,
Christopher Walken. Christopher Walken. Bond. James Bond. Yeah. I missed the news, but did you cover Halo Reach hitting the Master Chief Collection? No, we talked a little bit about that. Definitely going to be playing that. Kevin Conroy, going back up here a little bit. Looks cool, but I don't trust third-party accessories that aren't approved by the company who makes a certain console. Adrian Leon. Generally, that's a pretty good rule of thumb. But Genki's been making stuff for a long time. They've done a lot of different things. They're working on I noticed on their website, they're working on a tiny little dock. So it's like a charger and a dock, so you don't have to carry around the big one, which I think will be great. And I'm looking forward to reviewing that.
Oh no, this looks bad.
Amelia
Looks
Lopez, who
really
signed the
bad.
Switch, I answered that for you.
have
Let's see
you
what we got
done?
up here.
So,
Oh, I got a
the old
super
man
chat
had
in
a
here
child.
that I got to.
I'll allow
This
you to
disappeared.
say
I don't know
your
who
goodbyes,
sent that, but thank you
but
very
your
much. That's very
life
kind.
is forfeit. Heretic.
I did try out
How's that?
xCloud VPNing over a US IP, and it's easily better. This is JBJ Blaze again. Yeah, I think xCloud is going to be a massive, massive competitor to Stadia, and I think that's exactly why Stadia launched now and didn't delay, because then they would have been able to say that Microsoft is ahead of the game, no pun intended here. And the word is that Amazon's working on one of these, and that Steam is working on one of these. So.
I'm excited about the Microsoft solution because they're gonna pair it with Game Pass, and Phil Spencer has been really cool about kind of how they're introducing it, and he's done it like they've done it the right way, and yeah, Stadia needs to kind of like be really aggressive.
Yeah,
if
they
wanna win.
can't just be the leader in terms of time.
No.
If this is their space,
Yeah.
they have to innovate in ways that completely blow our minds. They got it working. It works.
Yeah, it works. Totally works. Yeah.
But it's got to blow our minds now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I played a couple hours of Destiny 2, and yeah, I enjoyed it. It was good, but yeah, they got to bring the value. No,
They got to bring the value.
simulator.
Yeah. VR Grid said, "Is there a Kojima game on Stadia? Give it some bonus Kojima points." Nice. You got to give some bonus points to complete crazy originality and risk-taking like they did with Death Stranding, which you still love.
I love it. Yeah, it's
Marco's still in the I love it zone,
yes.
where I was for a long time.
Even though know my packages have tumbled down a mountain many times, and I've fallen over like a fool.
It is the tale of playing Death Stranding.
Yes.
Your feelings on it are going to change
Yes.
as you play through it. Okay, I have time for one more question. It's 5:30, so we got to start wrapping up here. Let's see what we got. If there's any down at the bottom here. Here we go. Did you hear that there? Evil Genius 2. Chris Dugan's asking, did you hear that there's going to be an Evil Genius 2? I have now. I don't have anything to say about that. Why does no one mention PlayStation Now? That is a great question. That's Emilio Lopez. We are going to be talking about PlayStation Now like crazy next year. It is going to be a huge part of PlayStation's plan. Subscription. That is the way that every content creator on Earth is going to be looking at our connected selves and the internet. That's a big part of it, for sure. John Boko Show, why EP Daily, Reviews on the Run, EP Weekly, stop broadcasting on G4 and City TV. It was mostly a question of, it's a long, I've answered this a ton, but the TV industry really changed, and we rode the wave the longest with making television content around this stuff, and who knows, but that's all I can say. Things changed, and people got cold feet about stuff, which I understand. Okay, last question. Actually, I don't have an answer for that. But it's, did I see the PlayStation Awards? And if you did, what did you think? I didn't. But here's what I do think. They gave awards to some of their best stuff.
They really? So
So did
I
Apple.
didn't
One quick thing. Congrats to Nintendo, who just said. A couple. Congrats to Nintendo, who just said that the last quarter or last little bit has been the most successful for Switch hardware since its launch, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's
like
amazing.
it keeps selling and selling and selling, I guess because they have a couple versions of it. But also, and I mentioned it a bit yesterday, but huge congrats to PlayStation and their 25th anniversary. It's been really awesome to read people's stories on Twitter. Neil Druckmann from Naughty Dog was super effusive about the fact that PlayStation gave him a career, and PlayStation has delivered so many amazing memories over the years. So congrats to 25 years of PlayStation. That is going to do it for our rundown, or for our whole episode of EP Live today. We are back on Friday with a brand new show, and we are going to start getting into the road to the rocket and ray guns. So stay tuned for all that. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for playing.
Thanks.
We just really got into cut sequences here.
Yeah,
didn't we?
it's just cutscenes, and I don't get the combat. But
Yeah, I'll have some thoughts on this soon.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you soon, and play forever.